Hey guys, so we got a lot to talk about. So I'm pretty sure you saw the video from It's Just Sneaky, where there's a program that helps aim assist for PC player, and a lot of the concerns are revolving around that software, giving an unfair advantage. Also, hack and how bad it's getting to where people are actually using programs like that. C4 barrels and balance issues. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the guy named It's Just Sneaky posted a video where he's talking about this program called Rewaz, which is, from my understanding, for people that have kind of like disabilities that can't use the mouse or controls in the way that a normal person without disabilities can. And so its purpose was to be an aid for these people. Now, where the controversy kind of comes is that the program helps negate recoil and it simulates aim assist for a mouse and keyboard, giving kind of almost giving people more of an edge because of these scripts. And to me, that's kind of like cheating and whatnot. I'm a little impartial for aim assist in general, just because growing up, when we played games such as GoldenEye or Red Faction or other old school games, Wolfenstein on Super Nintendo, I think it was, we didn't have aim assist. Everything that we did was by ourselves. Like, we had nothing to help us. And I think that should be a gold standard. I mean, I don't know why the developers nowadays are developing stronger and stronger aim assists to help control players and programs that are used like Rewaz to help PC players. I mean, if you could do it back in the day without it, why do you need it now? To me, it's just a crutch. But what this program also does is there's scripts in there to help control recoil. Again, like that advantage, because you can place the gun on someone's head and instantly get multiple headshots without any effort, because a program's controlling the recoil versus you controlling the recoil. And I think that there needs to be something done where either they ban software like this or they balance out aim assist to some extent where people aren't turning to aim assist to get the edge so they can move up the leaderboards or for views and stuff like that. It seems like nowadays a lot of gaming integrity or honesty has gone out the window, because at least in my mind, you want to make it big, you want to put on a good show for your stream and YouTube channels. It's almost like any means necessary to get that view. Whatever the devs decide or future studios, that they need to really look at this issue and figure things out, because there's honest players out there that are just getting turned off from the first person shooters because of these crazy imbalances that these aim assist programs or aim assist on controllers are creating. As far as I know right now, the devs are looking into the issue, but nothing's really been said about how they're going to handle it. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now, branching off the whole aim assist, regular cheating, where people are saying that they're dying really fast to people, or they feel like they're being seen through walls, whatever the whole hacking package entails. I mean, I played Battlefield 5 and people were shooting through walls, speed hacking. They had access to prototype weapons that were not released in the game. They can instantly kill the server. So, I mean, hacks are just insane. And I've come across maybe a few hackers where I thought something was extremely off, where someone was shooting an XP54 about 400, 500 meters away and instantly melted me down to critical health. I do think that devs need to definitely address something, because if you look in the Steam discussions, you look in the Reddit forums, constantly people talking about hackers. Now, could it be a skill issue? Maybe. I mean, it is a different game, and the mechanics and just the mindset that you need to play is totally different from other games like Call of Duty, where you just run a gun, or Battlefield. I do think there may be a concern, especially with what we talked about previously about these programs. So I hope that maybe they update the codes, or maybe enforce another means of anti-cheat, or whatever they have planned to help reduce the situation of hacking, and so that the integrity of the sport of gaming is still intact. Because again, a lot of people don't like competing on PC because there's so many hackers. That's why I go play console, and it really limits you to platforms and the games that are offered in the platforms, because you have this bias that if you like first person shooters, that I'm going to play console because PC has so many hacks, or Cronus, or whatever there is to give an unfair advantage to players. So hopefully something can happen, because I hate to see the game die from the devs ignoring the outcry of a player base. Whether they have to region lock China or crack down harder on cheats, I hope they do something so that it appeases the masses. Now, for one of the most controversial topics is the C4 barrels. A lot of people think that it's very cheap to use the C4 barrel, even though that the game advertised throwing C4 on multiple objects. It just kind of, to myself, it just blows my mind, because when you have games like Battlefield where you put C4 on a freaking car and drive it into the masses and blow it up, there's no problem with that. Or if you have an RPG and you kill someone with it, there's no problem with that. I mean, you could say in COD Warzone, like, how many people got taken out by RPGs? RPG was like the thing to carry in your loadout. and it wasn't deemed a cheap thing. And so C4 barrels, I mean, it's a high risk, high reward tactic where you can get blown up easily if you fuck up and bounce it off the wall, or if someone shoots it and blows it up in front of you and you're instantly killed, just like the RPG shooting it close, you get instantly be killed. I think though that there could be some compromise to help balance things out and appease the masses. I don't think it should be taken out of the game because the game's centered around spontaneousness, but it already has been nerfed and people are still complaining. Yet people don't want to look at how the APS turret can actually take out the C4 on the barrels and render it useless. They're just throwing a barrel at you. I did the other day. I had a red barrel, or I mean a red explosive barrel. Threw it at a group of people. They had an APS turret out, and I go to click, and the C4 is gone. The APS turret took it out. I was like, oh, okay. So I mean, is it really OP, or do people just not want to put the APS turret in their loadout to handle the problem? I mean, there's counter imbalances for everything, and if you don't want to use it, that's kind of on you. That's not on the person carrying the barrel. They have intentions of blowing you the fuck up with the barrel, yet you don't have the intentions to stop it with the APS turret. I mean, you can even bring in barricades, put barricades together, and those actually stop it too because they're more reinforced and the barrels can't bounce through them like the shield that the heavy has. I mean, if you do want to compromise, I say this is that you revert the changes for the C4, but then you give only one C4, and then on top of that, I think that the APS turret should have the radius increase, maybe double, so that there's more incentive to use it. And then that way, there may be a reduction in C4 tossing or C4 barrels or nukes. When the tactics used in other games, it's not a problem. I think people are blamed for not wanting to put the countermeasure in their loadout because they want to have a grenade or jump pad or whatever it is. So I think these are valid compromises for the issue. So another thing people are talking about is how skill-based matchmaking is kind of jacked up and how it really messes with the ranking systems. I get it. Like, it makes sense to me. Like, why do you have skill-based matchmaking but you have a ranking system? Why don't you just use the ranking system and let that be our matchmaker? Because there's no sense of having gold, silvers, bronzes, diamonds, and then having some variable that adds a different spin to it, where let's say kills or wins or whatever it is that makes the matchmaking. And so a person that should be in Diamond League is in Gold League because they can't win for crap, or they have a bad KD because they play light, or whatever it is. And now you got this guy just murking these gold and bronze and silver levels, and it just creates a imbalance and unfair gameplay, not because he's good, it's just because he's not in the rank that he should. And so I think that they should just let you climb the ladder. Like, take out the skill-based matchmaking. If you're gold, get all the fame points you need to get out of gold. And if you make, let's say, diamond and you get knocked out, you go back to gold. And then you keep doing it until you're able to develop the skills needed to be in that level. It doesn't make sense to have so many filters to put you in the wrong rank. I hope devs work something out, because it doesn't make sense that it's almost like an Apex situation where people are not playing in the right ranks, and it's just creating animosity among the community. Makes the game unfun because you're not playing with people that are of equal skill or within a good range you can deal with. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. Leave a comment. Maybe we can discuss it in the next video. Take care.